Hello, hello. Happy weekend. I hope you had a wonderful week. Just wanted to come on here, touch base with you, chit chat a little bit. So, the topic that I want to address is, when it's a relational topic, and a lot of times, I feel like people don't do this enough. You in a situation where, you either are just ending a relationship and you're thinking about going into something else, or you may be watching other people and they are getting ready to go into another situation or whatever. Maybe just coming out of something, or better yet, you may be about to deal with somebody who is just coming out of something, So a lot of times, I'll take myself for example. You're coming out of a situation, you've been dealing with a person for, X amount of years. Y'all decide to go y'all separate ways. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And, there may or may not be another person that was in the picture during that other person's time. So here it is. Your one situation is over with. And, you may be inclined to jump right into another situation. Just basically, in the name of, hey, I'm moving on or whatever, right? Or the person that you're dealing with, you may be watching them go into another situation right after y'all finish doing y'all thing. So in your mind, you saying, oh, well, you had to be doing that. While me and you were still dealing with each other. Right? And that could be so, because that's just the nature of the beast. People do things like that, and that's really where I'm at with it, to discuss the fact that, we're not taking the necessary time needed to, just kind of gather yourself, gather your thoughts, gather your feelings, gather your emotions, go to the doctor, go to the GYN and get your little test results. Make sure they ain't gave you none before you go to having unprotected sex with somebody else and be done gave them a little bacteria infection or whatever, because you ain't took the time to get yourself together before, going on to the next situation. And it's unfortunate that we as grown people are so irresponsible in that way. And not just physically irresponsible, but emotionally irresponsible. You haven't taken the time to even get over. You hear me? You ain't even got over the last person that you've been with, And as women, sometimes we don't even give the man enough time to get over the last person he's been with, right? So we so anxious to, lock something in or have a title, this, that, or the third, that here it is. We done jumped into a situation with a man who half of his feelings here and half of his feelings still with the other girl he was with. And he might never say that. But common sense has to tell you that. But you have not even activated common sense in this situation. You done jumped in this situation with this man. And he just fresh out of a situation. He still have feelings for this person. And hypothetically, let's just give it the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, well, he said he been stopped caring for this person like that. Or he was never in love with this person like that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, they still was dealing with each other. They still had intimate relationships, or they still had something going on. So everything was not gone for that person. For whatever reason they was dealing with that person, still, all of their feelings was not gone for that person. So it behooves us to give people time to deal with their physical, their mental, their emotional, their financial. People fresh out of relationships, fresh out of situationships, whatever they fresh out of divorces. Okay, it may be some financial recovery time affiliated with that, right? Yeah. a lot of times in relationships, there's some type of financial loss that a person may take. Whether it's, now they have to take care of all the bills by themselves, or maybe they got child support to pay, or whatever it is. There's a financial situation affiliated usually with situations, relationships, the marriages, whatever. You haven't even gave that person enough time to rebound on that, and figure out, okay, well, how are they going to maneuver with their finances now? Are they able to do that comfortably and still date and still pay for the kind of dates that you want to go on? You haven't given that person time enough to do that. But what we now do as women, well, I'm going to say what they do, because the devil is a lie if I come in and do it ever. We'll jump in a situation as real super thirsty, dehydrated women, and we want to pay for everything now. His financial situation, who knows what that is, because you ain't really took the time to dissect it and to really get into it. You just jump in on some Captain Kirk-Keisha type stuff, and you just finna, flex your muscle and show him that, you getting big bags and you finna kick out, and you finna be the biggest fool too for doing that. But see, that's something that you gonna have to learn, Miss Dehydrated Kirk-Keisha. You gonna have to learn that, right? So we ain't gonna harp on that, but it's just to point and to show how so unemotionally unhealthy people are now, and they're, like I said, just to reiterate, we're not taking the time to deal with, the emotional, the physical, the financial health of ourselves and of each other. We're so thirsty for relationship status, and just thirsty for everything affiliated with the opposite sex, that we are willing to put all our common sense on the back burner. All the things that you would never do in your youth, you done got to be a old person, and now you acting like you don't have no sense, because as women, either our biological clock is ticking, or done ticked out, or we feel like we're getting old. We don't want to grow old alone. If we have been married, we want to be married again. If you've never been married, you definitely want to be married. At least one point, at some point in time before you get too old. Like, you let all these factors, come into play and start messing with your head, messing with your good sense, and have you moving totally wrong. Totally wrong. Now, if you married and you happily married, salute. That's a blessing, because you really don't even want to be out here in these treacherous times, in these treacherous streets, because everything is so diluted in a negative way. And it's an unfortunate time to be out here and to not be happily married, and having to deal with, the unhealthy mental health of guys and women, unhealthy physical health, unhealthy financial and emotional health that really is in the dating and the single pool right now, So, like I said, we are not taking enough time to address those things, and we are overlooking critical factors. You know what I'm saying? And here it is, you jump into this relationship with this dude or with this woman, and you haven't given them proper time to, bounce back, to, heal, address, whatever issues that they may have, so that they don't repeat the same stuff over again in y'all new relationship. You haven't given them enough time to heal. You have to use your common sense. Yeah, that dude or that chick may be pushing the issue, because guess what? They may need, the chick, she might need some bills paid. She might want some bread. The dude, he might want some sex. He wants some sex. So of course they pushing the issue, but you, on the other hand, you need to, have enough sense, to have enough something about yourself to say, you know what, let me fall back and not move so quick, because you move so fast, not only for next year, You know what I'm saying? You to start your insecurities to start showing, because now you know everything done got old. The sex is regular, and now every time he missing or every time he don't hit you back real fast, guess who you thinking he with? Guess who you thinking he has something going on with, or might be, you know, low key with the same girl you never gave him time to get over. That person gonna always be on your mind. And it might don't even be her, but that person always is going to show up in your mind, in your deepest thoughts. Why? Because you know that you didn't give that person proper time. You came in either during that person's time or right on the heels of that person's time. And therefore, every single time that person get missing, that person start moving funny, that person have an attitude, whatever, guess who on your mind? Yeah, I already know that that's how I play out, because guess what? I have been there, done that. Understand me? So I ain't talking about what I think. I'm talking about how I know this plays out. And then you start saying, why, you know, when you do your little own self-inventory, you start saying, why I'm always, you know, why this person always coming up or whatever. Like, I don't feel like they fly at me. No, they might don't be fly than you. They might don't have nothing more than you. But guess what? It's your conscience. It's your conscience, because you know you didn't give yourself or that person time. So that's why this person is forever the first thing that's coming to your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And they may or may not even be having nothing to do with that old person. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, because you ain't gave them the proper time to get over, to heal. And I mean, my cousin was having a conversation the other day. A lot of times we're not asking the right questions. You know what I'm saying? We so caught up in the moment and in not wanting to, you know, ruin the vibe of how good things are going, that we fail to ask the tough questions. We'll skip right over them jokers. They'll be in our head to say to the person. Next time I talk to them, I'm gonna make sure I ask. And guess what? Next time you don't, because you skip right over it, because y'all vibing so good, or either y'all are already tripping and you don't want to mess nothing up, or y'all having such a good time, you still don't want to throw the wrong question in and ask nothing up. And like I told my cousin the other day, I said, you know what? It's a reason God didn't want us to have premarital sex, because it's so many topics you need to be talking about. It's so many serious conversations you need to be doing, and really be vetting these people and getting to know these people, that you ain't got time to be having sex with these people if you really trying to have, you really trying to establish something solid and build something that's going to work and last, and really get to know these people. You know, because I heard one of the dudes on the podcast, he said, like, you know, you be done ignored so many things, not ask, you know, certain questions, not really got to know these people, and then, you know, you end up being with them, and then years later you realize, I don't even like these people. And that was so true. And it's because you didn't take time to ask the tough questions. It's because you didn't take the time to get over, you know, whatever issues you had, whatever, work out whatever issues you had, or get over, you know, the people that, you know, still in your heart, still on your mind, because you did not do the work. You know what I'm saying? You did not do the work to give the other person time and space. You so thirsty, so dehydrated, that you just gotta be in a situation. And sometimes you be so needy, right? And it may not even be a emotional need. Sometimes you need somewhere to stay. Yeah. Whether it's dudes, whether it's women, sometimes you need somewhere to stay. And this person, the person that you dealing with, or that you want to deal with, they seem to be pretty comfortable. They seem to have their little, you know, coins together and their situation together, and you don't. You might have the money, but you don't have the credit to get you a spot. Or vice versa. You might have the credit to get a spot, but you ain't got no money to afford it. You can't produce 3-4 times or whatever they asking for. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple evictions somewhere, so you can't even get no. Like, it's so many factors that go into, why you so thirsty for this, that, or the third. But listen, at some point, we all have to put our thirst aside. Yes, we all want certain situations out of life, but at some point, you have to get tired of taking the L's. You have to get tired of, doing the same things over and over again and getting the same results. You have to have a desire to move different and to get better results in the end. And I do believe, that is part of being able to get better results by taking your time, keeping sex out of the situation for as long as you can, because once sex gets into the situation, your vision is so blurred, right? Your vision gets so blurred by sex that it'll have you thinking that sex is better than what it is. And it ain't until you don't feel, it ain't until you don't have no feelings for that person no more that you realize, man, listen, I was tripping bad. I was like really wicked. I was probably lying sometimes to myself and to them. Like, real talk, like, sex has a way of just blurring your vision, so it behooves you to keep that out of the mix so that you could think clearly, you can move appropriately and in a timely fashion, not be too quick, not take too long, but just have all your faculties in order so that you could see what you need to see and feel what you need to feel without being caught up physically, without having those soul ties already started, because you are intimate with this person and you may like what they're doing, or you may just be comforted by what they're doing. And a lot of times that really be it. You just be comforted by what's going on. You may not necessarily even like it as much as you think you like it. You just like the comfort that it brings you. And so that starts to make you feel like, oh, this is the best, this, the best, that. When in actuality, that thing ain't better than nothing. It's probably average at best, but it's comfortable and it's meeting your emotional and physical needs at that time. That's what it's doing a lot of the times. And then we trump it up, and then had the nerve to start feeling like we in love and X, Y, and Z. And man, all of that, a lot of times it be, due to them soul ties and due to the fact that we, getting our thirst on and we just really trying to move too fast. And sometimes we running from the old situations and we using this situation to try to get over the old situation, when that is not how you move forward. You don't use one person to get over another person. You have to do the work. You have to take the time. You have to invest in yourself and figure out where you went wrong at, so you don't so you don't continue to repeat those same cycles. But yeah, so I just wanted to, come on, encourage y'all to, slow up a little bit, take your time and, make your next moves the best moves. Don't repeat the same cycles. Do what you need to do and don't be in such a rush. What's for you is for you.